Well, folks, welcome to Mini Mate Compact Camp Office. I had to set up in the backyard so the wife could see what's going on with it. I can't get her to come riding with me. I can't get her to come adventuring, and I'm hoping that's going to change. But it's been 30 years, so that's probably not going to change. There's another change I'm hoping is not going to happen too. Recently, we've ran into a complication. There is a fabulous channel out there by a gentleman called Danny Hayes down in Australia. He has a wonderful YouTube channel called Million Dollar Bogan. He's taken that Harley-Davidson of his and he's modded it. He's taken up pretty steep loose sand, huge inclines that I would not have thought possible. He's gone through mud. And, if y'all remember anything about my 2017 trip, I'm not really a fan of thick mud like that. But basically what he's taught me is that adventure is not a type of motorcycle. Adventure is something here in your heart, something here in your head. It is the rider that is doing the adventure. It's not necessarily the machine. You've got to have a good repair machine, but that's really where the requirement stops. You have to have the willingness to go. You have to have the willingness to try it. You have to have the desire to go see, what are the capabilities of your machine and you. Are you good at it? Do you have the right training? You can adventure literally on any motorcycle. You don't need an adventure bike. And Danny Hayes has showed us that a number of times with some really fabulous shenanigans. For some reason, even though he has a great relationship with the folks at Geelong Harley-Davidson in Australia, somehow Harley-Davidson Corporate says, well, that's a problem. We want you to stop doing stuff. I don't understand that. There are people out there that I've talked to that have bought a Harley-Davidson motorcycle specifically because they like Million Dollar Bogan's channel. That seems to be a fabulous free advertisement. You can go and you can ride that Harley-Davidson anywhere. That's what the message is from Danny Hayes. For some reason, Harley-Davidson Corporate seems reluctant to sell motorcycles now. That's an unusual position to take as a company that's trying to sell things. If they're actually trying. Maybe they're trying to sell more t-shirts now. I don't know. The whole deal of it is, during this whole coronavirus ridiculous pandemic response with draconian instructions from people that really are would-be oppressors, mental health has taken a serious hit. In the United States, for example, we saw the number of suicides done in 3 or 4 months that we would typically see annually. And that's where folks like Danny Hayes and Million Dollar Bogan YouTube channel come into play. If we can't get out and about, but we have great motorcycle related content, it allows us to live vicariously through the adventures of another. And that, while not flawlessly restoring our internal batteries, sure does help. It lets you see some adventures. It lets you feel like you're going along for the ride. It lets you feel like you're not quite so trapped up, because you can do with YouTube adventures of motorcycles all over the world. Million Dollar Bogan, Pedro Moto, Itchy Boots, On Two Wheels, great stuff out there. But for some reason, a major manufacturer decided to push back on Million Dollar Bogan. Well, I really hope they reverse course on that and they stop doing that, because he's tremendously helpful in the motorcycle community. He's done great work helping folks out with mental health. He's done great work, me personally, helping me out stay motivated. I was not really a fan of having my mobility limited earlier this year. I get a little hard to live with, and where my wife would normally say, hey, don't you have a place to ride to and go visit for a few days, I couldn't do that this year. So I had to do more of a viewership thing instead of a creator thing. So, to Mr. Hayes, if you're listening out there, don't let Harley-Davidson get you down. There are a lot of people all around the world that appreciate the content you put out and the effort you're making. Make changes if you have to. Take a break if you have to. You don't owe us nothing. But I for one really hope that you don't stop completely making content, because I appreciate the content that you produce. It takes a lot of work to go out, film it, edit it, post it, create it, all that business. It takes work, it takes effort. And if you put more effort into the video part than the writing part, it does detract sometimes. So you have to have a good balance. You, sir, have found an excellent balance, and I really appreciate it. So, keep on doing it. Do what you can. Protect your favorite dealership if you have to. You know, if Harley-Davidson Corporate is going to push back on them and cause them problems, do something else. Meet them somewhere else. Maybe a side garage off property. You know, love those guys. Love the relationship that you got with them. I have a similar relationship with my own local shop. And certainly love the way you're doing things. Keep it up, sir.